here contemplating the fate of the universe. Actually, the pandemic is still on, still too early to go out, I think, to do much other than the usual stuff you have to do. I've been thinking about building a wobbler bait. I don't know if I'm up to it yet. I've got to make the stainless steel or aluminum wings or fins that go on it. It wobbles like this. I'm sure you've seen them. I'll get to it eventually, though. I really want one. I tried to make a test tank for lures, but getting the thing to work with the various pumps and everything to get the water to flow properly, it wasn't working out good. I mean, yeah, the thing was moving in, but it wasn't natural, so it really wasn't worth it. It would have been nice in the winter, though, because I can't get out and test the lure before I finish painting it up. But that would be a whole other ball game with a much larger system other than a 10-gallon fish tank. But I have been thinking about balancing my lures. When you weight a lure, you put the mass in, and to get it to sink right and everything. But you want it to tip in the right direction. Sometimes you want the weight a little forward, sometimes you want it a little backward. Very difficult to take a lure and put it on a rod and balance it, because it's not easy to do. But I was thinking maybe making some kind of device that would be able to do that. So this is what I had in mind. This is my idea. I know it looks a little upside down to you, but this is a stand, and on that stand is a balanced beam with a pivot right there and a pointer and a place to place a lure on the top, so that when I would move the lure back and forth, it would pivot this and then also pivot the pointer. And being long like this, it would accentuate the angle. Now, I understand that putting this on the top would be no different than trying to balance it on a stick like this, which is almost impossible. But if I were to take and put some small cups or something here, or I could take and use some of the balance, the lead weights that I use, to get this balanced off before I ever put the weight on. Then when I put this lure on here, just a little moving forward or backwards should move this. And the goal would be to get this balanced off leveled so that the pointer lines up with the center line. And then put the lure on and move the lure back and forth so this lines up again. And then that right there would be the center of mass of the lure. Don't know if it would work, but it would be a pretty quick build. I'm going to give it a shot. Inches should be enough. Center point. I do have some plexiglass and some thin stuff too, which would be great to make this out of, but I'm not going to waste that stuff that's pretty expensive on an experiment. And in the end, if this does work, it should be just fine. Time to cut. I've got some various size ball bearings, and I put some mass in both of these cups so that it'll give it a little heft when it's trying to balance. And we're pretty much in the middle. And I'm going to get this piece of wood that I've just kind of cut to the shape, sort of the shape of a lure, to use as a test. So let's slide this over a little bit, right about there. And if I were to mark this, the center of the lure would be right about there. When we talk about the center too, we're talking about the center of mass, not the center of length. It would be of mass. So that's where, if I were to put the mass in this lure, in this spot, that would be dead center. So from there I could decide if I want a lure that, this way, a lure that sort of tips down, tips up, or floats center. Now, I don't have the hooks on here, so that would make a difference. But I think it's going to work. Cool.